Hello everyone, CatWeazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our play-by video of Arkham Horror, the doom that came to Arkham. Dun, dun, dun. Well, how are we doing? Well, not too bad, not too bad. We did have a gate open on poor old Patrice, who is Dave's investigator. Dave doesn't have much luck in play-by video, I'm afraid. But so he's currently delayed in the Dreamlands. But other than that, we did pretty well. I mean, we got a horrible monster surge, but most of them, apart from Barnabas Marsh, were okay monsters. And at least we haven't got 3 gates open. If you recall, if we get to 6 gates open, well, Bockrug, he starts waking up, and we haven't got rid of any of the beings of Ib. If we don't get rid of those beings of Ib, then we are in big trouble, because it's impossible to win virtually, because he's physically immune and magically immune if we don't get rid of at least 2 of them. So we've got some real problems. Right, anyway, as I say, not as bad as it could have been, but it's not a cakewalk either. Any sort of errors from last turn? Well, of course there was one. And it was the fire vampire who's here. He's actually in the sky. When they first go up into the sky, the only thing that can stop that is if there is an actual investigator at the location they are at. There wasn't. Or there is an investigator in the street location immediately adjacent, and there wasn't. Both Vincent and Agnes were a couple of streets away, so the fire vampire goes direct to the sky. I was doing it correctly, then I sort of double guessed myself and put it with Vincent. But yes, it should have gone to the sky, so thanks to those who pointed that out. Thank you very much. But that was about the only error, so woohoo! We can get straight into turn 2 and the upkeep phase. What the? Armed now with 2 sticks of dynamite, Mike was ready to blow the creature all to hell. He could see it further up the street. Then suddenly it had exploded. A shower of red mist fell silently to the street, and amongst it was the form of an unassuming woman. Bloody hell, he yelled aloud. His thirst for vengeance was fueled by a rage within him, especially as it appeared it had been taken from him by the hands of an unarmed woman. Then a bright light appeared in the distance, followed by the screams of terror and growls from creatures clearly not of this world. A smile crept across his face. Now we're talking. "Excuse me," a woman called to him, clearing her throat to get his attention. It was Agnes, the waitress from Velma's diner. He knew her from town. She was a witch of sorts. The blood-red mist covered her face and hair, as well as leaving spots on her clothes. She had killed the beast. "You going after those, Mike?" she said, pointing in the direction of the screams and the unearthly glow. "You got the right of it, girl," he exclaimed. "You coming?" She nodded. "Perhaps I could have that other bit of dynamite you're holding there?" Mike shrugged, and he tossed her a stick before heading down the street. So there we have it. Mike is not messing around. So what's he going to do with his upkeep? First thing, he's going to move his speed up 1. He's going to need 5 speed, because he is going to go to the unnameable. But he's got things to do before that. First of all, he's got to meet Agnes, and they are going to trade. He's going to trade a stick of dynamite for the silver key. And the silver key will mean that he can evade any really bad sanity monsters. So that is going to be a good call for him. Then he's going to move back towards the unnameable. He will go through the Merchant District streets where we've got a Leng spider. He wants to avoid the Leng spider. That's a tough sanity monster. But then he will get to the unnameable, which has got 2 cultists. You do not need to do a horror check. He is going to blow them away, man. And that is going to get him 2 monster trophies, 2 very easy monster trophies at that. Then he's going to get dragged through the gate and meet Patrice, which will also be good. Patrice has got an obsidian statue, and the obsidian statue can stop any sanity loss or stamina loss from one source. So that could be very useful for Mike for the sanity part of it. So we'll see if Dave, Patrice's player, is prepared to trade that. No worries if not. At least it means that Patrice has a companion in the Dreamlands, and should they then come out of the unnameable gate, if any more monsters have turned up, we have got Mike to deal with them. Mike needs trophies, so that's not a big deal. He could have gone up to Independence Square, but there's some tougher monsters up there, and he would have been using most of the charges of the silver key just to avoid them. I think he could have killed the maniac, and he could have killed the buyer key, but that's just 2 monster trophies. So he gets 2 monster trophies by going through the unnameable anyway. So that is what Doug has decided to do. So that's great. Okay, it does leave the Leng Spider knocking around, but we've got a plan for him. We'll get to that later. Okay, so that's Michael. That's Mike's plans. Let's move on to our next investigator, who will be Daryl Simmons. Daryl waved to Dr. Lee as he made his way up the street to the train station. More strange goings on, he thought. He hoped his friend could make more sense of that book than he did. He was sure there was something in it. Daryl made his way around the corner to the old shop. There was a tingling as he pushed the door open. Ah, Mr. Simmons. Come in, come in. I have your package right here. There was a smoky haze in the air, and it was full of the sickly perfume from the incense that was burning. Daryl noticed a young woman perusing over the curiosities, and he was shocked when he noticed that it was Patrice Hathaway, the famous violinist. Why would she be in a shop like this, he thought. Daryl handed over the money and took the package. He was surprised at the weight, given how small that it was. It was time to head uptown and to find those clues. So that is Daryl. So we're on upkeep, and the first thing he's going to do at upkeep is he's going to cash in his retainer, so he gets $2. After getting his $2, he's obviously got to roll for the retainer now. He's had it for over a turn, so let's see if he can keep it. And he gets a 6, so he can keep it. That's great. And that means he gets $2 next turn. Now, as far as upkeep goes, he's not going to move any of his sliders. He's going to keep them where they are. And he's going to head out into the street because he is going to take on the Leng Spider. So good old Daryl's going to use the Lamp of Alhazred against the Leng Spider. So that'll be pretty cool. One thing to remember is that he is friendly rivals with Finn Edwards. Finn has already got some monster trophies, so that means that Daryl will get +1 because he's a friendly rival, so that'll be pretty good. So he's going to head off to Merchant District Streets to fight the Leng Spider. That means he won't be having an encounter, well, at least hopefully not, because he'll be in a street location, and that'll be pretty much it, I think, for Daryl. So we've done him. Who's next? It's going to be Finn Edwards. So let's move across to Finn. Hello, remember me? Finn said as he approached the robed figure. As soon as he turned his head to look, Finn fired his derringer, blasting the cultists off his feet. When the monstrosity moved into the streets towards the sheriff's office, Finn's luck had gone from good to better. He knew he had a ways to go before his mission of vengeance was over, though. After tearing the robe off the cultist to keep it as a trophy, Finn turned towards the glowing light, finding himself attracted to it. Walking into it, he suddenly found himself somewhere else. So Finn has killed a cultist, and he has gone through the gate, and he is in relay. Ooh. So what's he going to do for his upkeep? Well, he's going to keep everything where it is. He's not going to change any of his sliders, but he does have to roll for his bank loan. Yes, even going to relay doesn't mean you get away with not paying your bank loan. So let's see if he has to or not. He needs greater than a 3. He got a 6. That is definitely greater than a 3, so that's brilliant. He doesn't have to pay off his bank loan this turn. What else is he doing? Well, nothing. He's not moving his sliders anywhere. what he's going to do is just make his way through relay. He's not going to use find gate. The reason being is we've got a load of nasty monsters at Independence Square. Now, he wouldn't have to fight them first turn, but they'd still be there next turn. He wants to give them a bit of a chance to sort of move off. We may get a Mythos card that has got some of those symbols on, so it may cut down the number of monsters he will have to take on. 4 is a little much. So he's just going to carry on through relay and give them a chance to move off. Okay, so that is it for Finn. We won't be doing anything else, I don't think. No, that is it. We'll just meet him in the other world phase. Next up is Agnes Baker. As Agnes took her break, sitting reading an old spell book, she could feel the presence of something waiting for her. She knew she could not put off the inevitable, so armed with a new spell, she summoned her courage and walked out of the front of Velma's diner, hoping against hope that she was wrong. She made it to the East Town streets, only to be confronted by the stuff of nightmares. She could feel the horrific creature taking over her mind, invading, pushing in, till she felt she could stand it no longer. She cast her most lethal spell at the monster, killing it almost instantly, but the damage to her mind and body were already done. She pulled herself together, stumbling a bit. She needed a weapon. What if her mind gave out? What if her body did? She could not afford to take that chance. So here we are with Agnes, Proto-Shoggoth Killer. And what's she going to do during upkeep? Well, she's going to move one of the sliders. She's going to go up to 3 fight and 1 will. So we'll just pop that up there. So there we go. And what is she going to do? Well, she's just going to use 2 of her speed, and she is going to move to the general store. As mentioned, she's going to do a bit of trading with Mike. So she's going to get a stick of dynamite, and she's also going to trade away the silver key. The silver key will allow Mike to give the Leng Spider the slip. So other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Once she's at the general store, she will be doing a bit of shopping with her $6. So that is it for Agnes. Next up is Patrice Hathaway. As Patrice was about to leave the shop, she saw a familiar face. Daryl Simmons, she believed his name was. He was there at her last interview taking pictures. He seemed a nice man. She nodded to him as she walked out. She was walking a little aimlessly when she ran into her friend, Dr. Vincent Lee. They spoke for a while, and he said he was on his way to Kingsport. He asked her about the items she was carrying. She said that an old gypsy had handed her this cloak and book for a few dollars, and she felt it a little silly to have spent the money, since she planned to purchase something in the shop. Vincent laughed, remembering that Patrice was sometimes absent-minded like that. He offered her some money for those items, as well as a flare gun for her protection, and a lucky rabbit's foot. Patrice was more than happy to make the exchange. She thanked him and went on her way. She ended on a strange street. She failed to catch its name, but the house she now stood by was quite ominous. Suddenly there was a crash of lightning. Patrice was very disorientated and found herself prone on the ground. A stone-cobbled alley, and she was surrounded by cats. I don't think I'm in Arkham anymore. One of the cats meowed loudly, as if in reply. So here we are with Patrice. She's got tons of clues, she's got tons of money, but she's in the Dreamlands and she is delayed. Now, the thing with being delayed is it's not like being knocked out. I've done this myself. You sort of like confuse it in your mind and just think, oh, delayed, you're sort of knocked on the ground and you're unconscious. You're not unconscious, because if you're unconscious in this game, you end up in St Mary's Hospital. No, it's more that you're disorientated. And what that means is that's why you have to have encounters and stuff. Some people don't have encounters. They house rule it that you don't have encounters. But the general idea behind being delayed just means you cannot spend movement points, and you cannot move from where you are, and that's why you get put on your side. So Patrice is currently on her side in the Dreamlands, where she's a little disorientated. Now, she's not going to move any of her sliders and stuff. She's not going to be able to move anywhere anyway because she is delayed. So all she'll be doing is standing up during the movement phase. She'll have another encounter in the other world, but she's got the lucky rabbit's foot and she's got some other bits and pieces, especially the clues that may help her, so that's fine. And in the mythos phase, we'll see if another gate opens and she'll possibly get another clue. She should be joined very shortly by Mike McGlenn, and they should be able to go through the Dreamlands together, so that'll be a bit of protection for her. She's got plenty of clues, so if we need to use any, we should be able to borrow some off her as per her special ability, which is she is inspiring. So brilliant stuff. That is it for Patrice. So let's move on to our final investigator this turn, who will be Vincent Lee. Vincent Lee was in a bit of a whirl. Today was obviously a day for meeting friends in Arkham. He'd been stopped at least 3 times on his way to the station by people he knew. Simmons, Patrice and Edwards had all bumped into him at various points, and all of them had strange tales to tell. It was evident that Vincent was not alone in his suspicions. After trading various items and snippets of information, as well as lending some money, Vincent was finally able to continue towards the station. Hopefully he could still make that Kingsport train. So here we are with Vincent. What's he going to do during upkeep? Well, nothing. He's going to keep all his skill sliders where they are. He's still got $2, so he's got enough to get the train and hopefully enough to get back if he has to. So during the movement phase, he's actually going to use his 3 speed. That's all he'll need to get to the 7th house on the left. I think it's, yes, he gets to the train station, spends $1, goes to Central Hill, and then it's just another movement point to the 7th house on the left. Hopefully by having an encounter there, he will get rid of that rift token. So he will start what he's going to do for most of the game, which is keeping those rifts out of everybody's way. We don't want them flying around the board. Okay, so he'll have a location encounter there. Hopefully no other world encounters. No, the mythos will be okay, hopefully, and he can get on with it. What he was originally going to do was he was going to take 4 clues at this point. He was going to take them off Patrice, and he was going to conclude his personal story. But we will delay that slightly. The reason we're going to delay it is because of the gate opening the unnameable right on top of Patrice. She may well need her clues. We need her to seal that gate. So I don't want to take a lot of clues off her and then we're in a position where she cannot seal the gate. Good old Vincent will just have to hang on to finish his personal story. And you never know, he may get clues through encounters in Kingsport, so he may be able to solve it himself anyway. We will see how we go on. So that is it for Vincent. He's still going on his way to Kingsport. That is the end of the upkeep phase. Let's move on to the movement phase. And here we are with Mike. So he's going to go 1, 2 to East Town and going to have a little trade. So he is going to trade the dynamite and the silver key. We'll just keep the silver key with us and we'll put it there because he's going to carry on his movement. So he's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and just as he's about to leave the merchant district to go to the unnameable, he is going to use the silver key. So we'll put a stamina token on it there. That means that he can go to the unnameable, and he has managed to evade the Leng Spider. Having evaded the Leng Spider, he's up against these 2 cultists. So he's going to take them on. Now, neither of them have a horror check, so that's good. He can just crack on. He's going to use his Tommy gun. No need to use dynamite on these guys. And he's got 5 fight, which is 11. He gets 12 dice. So we'll roll 6 at a time. Remember, he gets +1 because you get +1 on a cultist. That's 1, 2, 3. There's 6 dice. The first 6 dice. And he's got the hit he needs. But let's roll the other 6 for a laugh. they don't keep sticking for some bizarre reason to the dice tower. And we'll roll another 6. And he gets loads there. I've broken my dice tower. Just put it in. Come on. Right. So he's killed the first one. Let's have it this one. So that is a monster trophy. Put that over there. And of course he's got the other guy. Exactly the same. So let's roll 6 dice out of his 12. And he gets 3 successes there. So he's making short work of these guys. He needs to roll another 6 dice. And he gets another hit. So it kills him as well. In addition to getting 2 of his trophies towards what he needs for his personal story, it also means that we have got a few stands which we desperately need in case we get any more monsters. So if a gate opens, we do have the stands in order to put the monsters on the board without going over our monster limit, which is cool. Excellent stuff from Mike. He's cutting a swathe through Arkham. Brilliant stuff. After Mike, it's Daryl. And here we are with Daryl. So he's going to go 1, 2 into the merchant district, and he is going to fight the Leng Spider. So the Leng Spider does have a horror check, unfortunately, and it is -2. It will be -3 because of the Leng Spider. Not because of the Leng Spider, because of the being of Ib. So -3, he's got a will of 4, so he's got a single dice, but he does have a clue. 3 is a fail, so he's going to use his clue. Come on. Another 3, so he's lost his clue, unfortunately, and failed the horror check. That is 2. So he's took 2 sanity damage. That takes him down to 2. He's got 2 sanity left. And now we get on with the actual combat check. It is a... Ooh, you can take 4 off this. Oh. So that's nasty, and it's an ambush, so he can't get away. He's got the Lamp of Alhazred, which is +5. It's -1 for the Leng Spider, so that's +4. And he has got 2, so he's got 6 dice. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he needs 2 successes. Come on. And he gets 2 6s. So he has killed it. But not without losing some sanity. So we'll put that on his player tray as a trophy. We now have 3 spare stands, so that is good stuff. And well done to Daryl. Why don't you take a bit of the Leng Spider back and show that to Editor Jeffries? He'll believe you then. Okay, so that is it for Daryl. He has cleared away that nasty Leng Spider. Brilliant. Okay, who is next up? It's Finn Edwards. Here's Finn, and he's just going to move across. That is it for him. Now let's move on to Agnes. And here we are with Agnes. She just goes 1, 2. She's at the general store. Let's move on. Next, it's Patrice. And here's Patrice. She's delayed, so all she can do is stand up. So she is ready to go next turn. Righto, let's move on to Vincent Lee. And here we are with Vincent. So he's going to use 1 movement point to go to the train station. Then he is going to spend $1. And he's going to move to Kingsport. So let's find out where he's going. Here's Vincent arriving at Central Hill. As you can see, it's got the little train symbol. And he is going to move here to the 7th house on the left, where he's going to have an encounter and hopefully get rid of that rift token. So that is it for Vincent Lee. Next up, and here we are in the Arkham encounter phase. First of all, we've got Mike. he's just going to get sucked through the gate, so he's going out of shot to the Dreamlands where he's saying hello to Patrice. So after him, it is Daryl Simmons. Daryl's in shot, so we may as well just carry straight on. Now, he doesn't have an encounter because he's in the streets, but one thing to mention is I forgot to take a stamina off him because the Leng spider was overwhelming. I also forgot to use his extra die that he should have got for friendly rivals, but as he managed to kill it anyway, we'll let that one slide, but he will pay his stamina for overwhelming, so he's down to 5 stamina. So that's it for Mike, that's it for Daryl. Next up is Finn Edwards, except he isn't because he's in relay. So we will move on to Agnes. And Agnes is at the general store. And here we are at the general store. So what she's going to do is she's going to have a look through the wares of the general store. Oh, perhaps if I shuffled it in front of the camera, that'd help. And then we will do a cut. She's looking for a weapon, remember. First up, we have an axe. So that's pretty good. We've got a cross. And we have a shotgun. Well, she's obviously going to take the shotgun. It's going to cost her $6, but she has $6. Not even going to check the other two, because I'm sure that Stosha would go for the shotgun. So let's have a read of it. Physical weapon, +4 combat checks. Any phase when using shotgun in combat, all 6s rolled will count as 2 successes. This is just the weapon she was looking for. We'll put that on a player tray. It is two-handed, so unfortunately, if she's going to use a shotgun, she can't cast anything else. She can't cast any of her spells, but I'm sure a shotgun is exactly what she wanted. So, brilliant. That'll cost her $6. She is now skint. After her, it's Patrice, except she's in another world, so we'll skip her. So our final Arkham encounter actually takes place in Kingsport. So let's go and see Vinny. And here we are with Vincent. So, a Kingsport encounter. So it's the blue deck. Here we go. Let's give it a quick shuffle. Whoop. Again. I am a crap shuffler, but it doesn't help having to do it around the camera. Do a cut. And we want the house on the left, which is at the top. Earnestly, you try and convince Gladys Pickman to allow you to look through her home for old books. Make a will -1 check. Come on, Gladys. His will is fuller, so we do have 3 dice. We'll get 3 dice. We will get the dice tower. And we'll do some rolling. Come on. Come on. And he gets 2 successes. What a star man. So let's have a look. If you fail, nothing happens. If you pass, you may then pass a luck -1 check. Bloody hell. Just give him the tone. What's his luck? His luck's 2, so he's only going to get 1 dice. Let's take one of these 5s. And he gets a 1. So that's rubbish. Don't say something really grotty happens now. He has actually passed one of these tests. No. So he doesn't get a unique item. He convinced her to have a look, but he wasn't able to find anything of interest. But nothing bad happened. And because he completed and resolved that encounter, remember you don't have to pass, you just have to resolve it. That means that this token goes back in the bag. Woohoo! So we've only got 1 outstanding Rift token, and that's at the Hall School. That is it for Vincent. That is it for the Arkham encounter phase. Next up is the Otherworld encounter phase. Here we are with Mike, who's caught up with Patrice in the Dreamlands. And that means they can actually trade. So, let's have a go. I think you can trade whenever you're in the same location. I don't think it has to be the movement phase. But if it does have to be, let me know. But while I remember, she will actually trade the obsidian statue to our friend Mike. As you can see, any phase, you can discard the statue to cancel all stamina or sanity loss. But it's the sanity loss that he's interested in. So we'll give that to Mike. He's our first player, so he gets to go first, even though he's arrived in the Dreamlands at last. It's any colour, so it's just the top one. Oh, and we've actually got a Dreamlands on it. Pass a luck -1 check. Oh dear. So his luck is... oh, it's actually 3. So that's okay. Let me just check the being of Ib. Yeah, we've got a -1 penalty to luck checks. Doesn't say anything about other worlds or Arkham, so I've got to assume it's just an overall -1 luck. So that is going to be -2. So he's going to have 1 die. I haven't been up to scratch with my 1 die rolling recently. Come on. And I'm still not. He has failed. This isn't going to be good, I don't think. To chance across one of the little red singing birds of Celophaeus. Its song brings solace and strength to your heart. Restore your sanity and stamina to their maximum values. Well, he didn't find one, but he's okay anyway. So that'll do. Not as bad as I feared it might be. So that is it for Mike. Next up, we have to go to Relay because Finn is next. And here we are with Finn. So he needs a red or a yellow. And we've got a yellow and we've got a Relay. So that's bad. You discover a series of hieroglyphics barely visible after eons of ocean water washing across the stone face. Upon examination, they begin to make sense to you. You may choose to lose 2 sanity to make a law +1 check. You may choose to lose 2 sanity. Let's have a look at him. So, this is a strange one. Because I'm not checking the card. So, obviously, if we make the law +1 check, what's his law at? His law's at 3. So it'd be rolling 4. No, we'll leave it. I don't want him to lose any sanity. So let's see what would have what it was. I make these blind, you see, so watch it be really good. Gain 1 clue for each success. Damn. But you know, is that worth losing 2 sanity? We might have got absolutely no successes and got no clues, so yeah. Nothing bad happened. That's what's important. Right, so that is it for Finn. And it's back to the Dreamlands and Patrice. And here we are back with Patrice. So any colour, it's a Dreamlands. We've got blue, Underworld, Celiano or other. So we're going to do other. The landscapes around you begins to shift and reshape itself. Make a law -2 check. I think a law is quite good. Law is 3. So it's not that good. So we get 1 die. His pants. Right, come on. Whoop, there's already a die in there for some reason. Right. A 4. Ooh, should I spend a clue? Should I spend a clue and have another go? She's got loads of clues. We'll spend 1. We'll spend 1 clue and see if we can do it. 2. Well, we're not going to spend any more. We gave it a go. So, put that back in the supply and see what the bad news is. If you pass, you recognise this place and may move to the first area of any other world and gain 1 clue token. All right, that's fine. So it was all right to spend a clue token. We'd have got it back. But, well, would have if we passed. But it was worth a go. But more importantly, nothing bad happened. So that is it for the Otherworld encounter phase. Next up, It's the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. So let's get a laugh and chuckle card. So over here, so pick one off the top. Avoid the camera stand. And we've got another headline. So, oh, we've got one of these. It's a Miskatonic, and we've got a double. What happens is you take the top one, which is bad, because that means we're going to be opening a gate in bloody Innsmouth, which is, it's miles away. So, Esoteric Order of Dagon. If we hadn't got the Innsmouth board, then we'd have moved on to the next one, which is Unvisited Isle. But we have got the Innsmouth board, so let's get on with it. So, our third Doom. No! And, take one of these. Esoteric Order of Dagon. We'll just put that clue token on there because it might go somewhere else. And what is our top gate? Our top gate is Unknown Kadath, which is down here. So that is one of the other worlds for Kingsport. Put that there. We need two monsters. Monster. Let's delve deep. And we've got a skeleton, which isn't too bad. So what's that? -1 on a horror check. It'll be -2 because of a being a bib. It's physically resistant and undead. 2 toughness, and we get -1 on a combat. So I'll sort that out in a minute. Let's get the second one. And the second one is, rat thing. We don't like rat things. Dead difficult to sneak past. That's a circle monster. Just checking, the skeleton was a moon monster. So here we are. +0, which will be -1 on the horror check. Only 1 toughness and -1 to attack it. So we've got a rat thing as well. Right, I'll just sort these out. Won't be a second. Right, we've put them way up there. They're way up there. The Esoteric Order of Dagon is right at the top. And then we check where the clue appears. Devil Reef of the Science Building. Well, because we took the Esoteric Order of Dagon, I suspect this goes to Devil Reef. So we have 2 clues at Devil Reef, which is really difficult to get to. And then we've got monster movement. Oh, we've got a lot of monster movement. We have got moons and pluses. Right, let's have a look at that then. Moons and pluses. We have a moon here. The Esoteric Order of Dagon, the skeleton, that moves to Church Green. That's bad news. We don't want them going in any vortex. Otherwise, that means we get a bloody deep one track going up. And any other moons? We have a maniac, goes into downtown with a vampire, but at least that takes a couple of monsters from here. Oh, a plus monster, Sir Barnabas Marsh, goes into downtown as well. So that's pretty lucky for Finn. Finn only has the buyer key to deal with as it stands. So there we go. In fact, the buyer key, you don't have to fight a monster when you come out of another world, but you might actually choose to fight that one. It's quite easy. Right, all those have moved there. Have we got any other monsters? We have the fire vampire, but it's a star monster, so that's not moving. And for some reason, Mike's fell off his stand. Right, he's back on it now. So I think that is all the movement. Do not go downtown. Right, so that is it. So let's read the headline. Strange forces exercised from Arkham. This sounds like it might be good. Until the end of next turn, any time an investigator draws 1 or more spells for any reason, he draws 1 fewer card to a minimum of 0. Leave this card in play to indicate this. All right. So it's not good. Just means we can't get spells. Right, I'll just set that up. Won't be a sec. Right, just put this on a stand. I'll put it at the top here with the other one. It is a headline, so it doesn't take the place of Strange Plague. Strange Plague stays there as well, because that's an environment mystic. But hopefully we won't be trying to pick up spells anyway, so hopefully it's not too bad. It's only to the end of next turn. So that is it. Oh, apart from we had a moon and a plus. So let's check our rifts. Which one? Was it moves on white? Yeah, it moves on white. So it's this top rift. We have to pull out a token. And we get... Oh, they are difficult to see, these. What is it? What is it? Try to have a look. Let's have a look on the board. Is it 607 Water Street? I think it is. Yeah, 607 Water Street, which is here. And it will go on the top there. So we've got the Hall School with a Rift token, and we've got 607 Water Street with a Rift token. So we will need to get Vincent sorting those out. And I think that's it. We don't have to bother with the Deep One Rising track because the gate actually appeared. It wasn't stopped from appearing, so that's fine. We've got 3 gates open. We're halfway to Bockrug coming out, so that is bad. We need to close one of these gates. Hopefully, Finn will be able to do that next turn. He's got a bit of help, seeing as all those monsters have disappeared, but they are waiting for him downtown. He's only got the buyer key to deal with back at Independence Square. We will need to get somebody up to Innsmouth. That looks like Daryl or Agnes. Agnes has got no money, so it's probably Daryl. Perhaps he can get up there, take the train. He's not too far from the train station, and perhaps he can get up there. Skeleton shouldn't be too bad, and the rat thing isn't too bad really. You've just got to make sure you defeat it. I think it's something like it starts nicking items off you if you don't kill it straight off. But I think with the Lamp of Alhazred, Daryl would be able to do that. We'll see what his player wants to do. Agnes might want to go up there, I don't know. Obviously, Patrice, Mike, and Finn, they're otherworlding, so they've got other stuff to do. And Vincent is miles away. He's looking after Kingsport, so he will carry on looking after the rifts, I think, and trying to get a few clues. Talking of clues, the clue that Patrice spent, she obviously gets back because a gate opened, so she's back up to 7 clues, so that's good. Is there anything else? Yes, we've got to put a mini Cthulhu on top of the stack. So how did that go? It went okay. We got a lot of cards where nothing bad happened for failures, which is good. So we got away with it a bit in the other world phase, I think. Having a gate open up in Innsmouth isn't brilliant. I was sort of hoping we might be able to ignore Innsmouth a little, at least at the start, but now we are going to stretch our investigator resources. We're going to have to send somebody up there because we do not want any of those particular monsters making their way to a vortex that will start pushing the Deep One Rising track up. We do not want that. So, mind you, there are a few clues up there and stuff, so, you know, if Daryl or Agnes wants to go up there, I don't see a problem with it. Perhaps, you know, Finn could even come out up there if he wanted. He does have, what is it, Find Gate or the other one? Gatebox, that's it. Could use Gatebox to come out up there, but to be honest, if we're going to use the Elder Sign, let's use it on a difficult gate, and Relay is a difficult gate. So if we can seal Independence Square, that'd be cool. Perhaps he'll want to kill the buyer key as well. That's up to Mark, his player. But yeah, we're on top of it, but it could have been better. And I'm very disappointed with my single die rolling. Normally I succeed at those. Normally, I've only got 1 die to roll and I get a success. Normally a 6. But not today. I've been miles off. So we've missed out a bit there. But as I say, we've got rid of some monsters as well. So Daryl took a bit of a sanity hit, but he got rid of the Leng Spider. Mike got a couple of cultists to put towards his personal story, so he's cracking along. And Agnes did very well. She has actually got herself a shotgun, so I'm sure she'll feel a lot safer. And other than that, we're doing pretty well. Got rid of a rift token, obviously, with Vincent, so not too bad, really. It's just, yeah, we could have done without a gate opening in Innsmouth. We're going to have to send somebody up there now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I certainly did. I think it's shaping up nicely. We're getting there. So let's see how we go on in future episodes. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the views. Thanks for all the subscriptions. And thank you for all the likes. It's tremendous. Thank you. Thanks to everybody who's been to Board Game Links to upvote the site. That's brilliant. We've gone way past what we got last year. We're in the 400s, so that's just brilliant. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody on BGG who's liked the threads or commented on those on BGG. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Well, that is it for turn 2 of Arkham Horror and the doom that came to Arkham. I hope you join me next time for turn 3. But until then, this is me, CatWeazle, signing off. Toodaloo.